Good morning, everybody. Long ago ego here. My name is Jeffrey, and today we have a game against Nikki. So she has accepted the challenge and she has made her first move. And of course, we are here in the studio and we are playing on the floor Goban, mirroring what happens on OGS. So I'm going to do a 4-4 in the opposite corner. Nikki and her husband, Cameron, my nephew, got started back in February. So they're still quite new. Haven't even got their first year in yet. We play Cameron on Friday morning, Hiroshima time, and Nikki on Saturday morning, Hiroshima time, around about 9 o'clock. Usually we start a little bit early. Okay, so we've been working on our openings. The openings are doing pretty well. Because they're doing pretty well, I've been throwing in some different kinds of things that they have to deal with. For example, pincers and low approach to the 3-4 rather than a high approach. I prefer high approach, but since we've got that pretty well covered, been throwing in some low approaches as well. The major difficulty seems to be in breaking up the opponent's potential for large areas of territory. So we are going to want to see how that goes today. Now, just this morning, I moved my my camera from the bottom to the top here because I'm going to experiment if I can do more of the side rather than just the corner. Oh, and I forgot to play on OGS. So, being old, I tend to forget one or the other. I either forget to play on the Goban or I forgot to get to play on OGS sometimes. Of course, it's easier to see when I'm not playing on OGS than it is to see when I've not played on Goban. Too many roles. I need an assistant. As I like to say, I think I'll go a little bit wide this time. I've been just doing one space extension. I think we'll go 2 spaces this morning. Okay, she takes a standard high extension, and I will approach this lower stone. Oops. Yep, there we go. Missing. So I need an assistant to pay attention to which uh, scenes need to be switched to. OGS, Oban, and running the production are one too many things, as well as speaking. One too many things to deal with. Let's try something a little bit different. I'll do a tiger's mouth here rather than a solid connection. So I would say that I'm a visual player. I don't have the kind of memory that makes it possible for me to learn Joseki or learn Japanese or learn a lot of things. I can remember odds and ends for a long time, but things like that are beyond me. So luckily Go is a visual kind of game. Okay, so I've got a big left side, and it doesn't really have any deficits in it. Doing the tiger's mouth here means I don't really have that as a deficit, you know, the three space extension. Okay. She's approaching this, and I will just do a simple back off. Okay. So pattern recognition is very important when you're starting out. So my role is to play as basic as I can and allow Cameron and Nikki to take the initiative. and play what they remember. And I think we won't do a low approach today. We'll do a high approach. My old joints are not able to say za as well as they used to be able to do. So any wiggling around I'm doing has to do with relieving the pressure on my ankles. That's another distraction. So up at the top of the screen, you can see that after total followers, it says latest, and Tanji, we'll keep this one tight, followed yesterday. He rated with a group of 12, I believe. Not very familiar with Tanji's stream. I believe he's fairly high, and I tend to watch relative beginners, streamers who are just trying to figure things out. Except, of course, for Betts, who's very entertaining. So he's just fun to listen to and fun to watch. Other than him, it's typically newer players. Okay, so now we've got the opening distribution done, and it's Nikki's chance to make her move. So how is she going to do that? So identifying your weaker groups and on identifying your opponent's weaker groups. The best is like here, where your weaker group confronts your opponent's weaker group, and by expanding your group, you're also restricting your opponent's group. So when she pushes there, I naturally want to pop out, jump out into the center, which of course gives my corner a little bit of depth, and it also, oops, let's put this down there. So it gives it depth and also starts to put some pressure on this connection. Okay, now she's going to jump way over here, and we are going to move over here. And we picked up a viewer. And we are playing Nikki, my niece by marriage, married to my nephew, my younger brother's sons. They live in Michigan, so they are Hiroshima gamers by extension rather than residents. Okay, so he's gonna put a toddy on my stone. And I will fill that in. And we'll see. Okay. Seems to be a pretty good defense. I will connect my stones in a solid manner and threaten to a tutty S16, which she fills. I think we'll do an ill-advised invasion. Okay. She's allowing me to get out into the center rather than pushing down or stepping away. Kick me and push me into the center. Okay, so now she's going to attempt to control that. And first I will diagonal. Okay. We want to put pressure on as many different stones as we can and still stay connected. We do have friends over here, so as long as we're moving in this direction, we're doing okay. Now, in our game yesterday, major problem was Cameron did not break apart my side. This is an attempt to break up the right side from being a solid black position. It's not intended to make any territory. It's to break apart black's territory. Now, my left side is quite big, and that was balanced by black's potential for a big right side, but we've done away with that now. Okay, now, do I want to push out here?